cable cast on, putting a bead on, and Russian bind off. First, cable cast on. Go between these two stitches, catch the yarn as if you were taking a knit stitch, and then give it a little twist and put it on the left needle. Go between these two stitches, catch the yarn, put it back on the left needle with a little twist, and there you've just cast on 2 stitches. Pick up your bead with your crochet hook, you're not going to knit a stitch, you're just going to slip the bead onto this stitch, and you do that by slipping the crochet hook through that stitch, sliding the yarn down to catch the hook, and then sliding the bead over the hook and down the stitch, and then simply putting the stitch back onto the left needle. And there you've placed the bead onto the stitch. And now you're going to do the Russian bind off, which is simply knit 2 together through the back loop. That's 1. We're going to do 6. That's 1, 2. Those are the 2 stitches you cast on, and that's what forms the picot. Now you're going to bind off 4 stitches from here. So that was 2 stitches we just bound off, again through the back loop. This is the 3rd stitch you've bound off, that's 3, 4, 5, 6. You'll notice that I just slipped that stitch back onto the left needle. And now we start all over again with the cable cast on. You go in between these 2 stitches, pick up a stitch like that, give it a little twist, put it onto the left needle. That's 1 stitch cast on. Do it again. Go between these 2 stitches, go between these 2 stitches, give it a little twist to put it back on the left needle, and now you put the bead on the stitch. Slip it in purlwise. Knitwise, I'm sorry. And then slip that stitch back onto the left needle. And now you're going to knit through the back loop 2 stitches. So you're binding off the 2 stitches you cast on plus 4 from the main project. 1, slip it back onto the needle, go through the back loop, 2, slip it onto the left needle, 3, 4, 5, and then slip it back onto the needle, left needle, and start all over again. Go between the 2 stitches, put that stitch onto the left needle, go between the 2 stitches, put it on the left needle, knit 2 together through the back loop. There you go. If you want a longer picot, cast on 3 stitches or 4 stitches. If you want a greater distance between, then you bind off more in between. I bound off 4. You could bind off 6. You can do a picot that's 3 stitches long to make it hang off more. You can vary also the distance between them. You can make them closer together by just binding off these 2, and then just going 2 here. I went 4. That's it.